They hear him before they see him. Footsteps moving through the garden in the cool of the day, unhurried, the way he has walked here every evening since the first evening there ever was. Tonight, for the first time, the sound of God walking toward them is not comfort, it's terror. They are pressed low behind the trees, hands still stained faintly from crushed fruit, a few stitched fig leaves doing what they can to hide bodies that were never meant to be hidden from anything, least of all from him. Something has changed, and it happened only hours ago. It begins with a question, not a command. That's how temptation prefers to work. Hath God said, "Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden"? The serpent doesn't lie outright, not yet. It simply nudges, twists the fence God drew a little wider than he drew it, waiting to see if the woman will correct the record or start negotiating from the wrong line. She does correct him, mostly, but already the command is being handled as though God's boundary might be heavier than his goodness. The serpent has not made evil look evil. He has made distrust sound reasonable. Then the serpent says the one sentence every fall in human history has echoed since. Ye shall not surely die. She looks at the tree, really looks at it, maybe for the first time. It is good for food, pleasant to the eyes, to be desired to make one wise. Every reason lines up. So she takes the fruit, eats, and hands it to the man standing beside her the entire time. The first man does not guard. He does not speak. He eats. No serpent, no argument, just silence and a bite. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. Not new information, new shame. The nakedness had been there since the day they were made, but until this moment, it never needed covering. They sew fig leaves, they hide among the trees. And this is where we came in, crouched, breath held, listening to the sound of God's footsteps drawing close in the cool of the day. He calls out first, not because he doesn't know where they are. Where art thou? It's the same question, in a sense, he'll ask every wandering heart from this moment forward. Not because he's lost track of us, but because he wants us to say it out loud. The man blames the woman blames the serpent. No one says the one true thing. I chose this. So God pronounces what sin has now earned. For the serpent, for the woman, for the man, even for the ground itself. But buried inside the serpent's curse is a sentence that doesn't sound like judgment at all. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. A promise, spoken before a single law is written, before Israel exists, before a manger or a cross, that one day a seed of the woman will crush what just crushed them. Before they leave the garden, God does one more thing. He takes the skins of animals, the first blood ever shed in the story of the world, and clothes the very people who just hid from him. Fig leaves were their covering. Blood is his. It's a small detail, easy to read past, but it's the first time Scripture shows us what will become the entire shape of the gospel. Sin exposes us, and God covers us, at a cost he pays, not one we can. They are sent out of the garden. The way back is guarded now, flaming sword and all. But even in exile, they carry a promise with them. A bruised heel that will one day undo a bruised head. The ache we saw in episode 1, the ache God moved to answer before it was even spoken, hasn't disappeared. It's only grown larger. But so has the promise. Genesis 3 is not only the record of what broke, it is the first note of the song that will lead all the way to the cross, where the promised seed is wounded and the serpent's head begins to be crushed.